Anybody see my glasses? Oh, they told me to take them off. I learned a life lesson this morning. This year has been full of excitement, and the life lesson I learned this morning is do not put your toothbrush and your comb in the same compartment in your shaving kit. I had to brush my teeth twice. I had a fuzzy feeling. At this time, I would ask two members of the International Board of Directors to make a special presentation on the state of the organization. Please welcome immediate past President J.C. St. Onge and the 2013 President-elect Ken Garner.
Good morning. Good morning.
I heard you.
You heard me?
I heard you.
We want to take a few minutes of this morning to speak about issues that affect all of our districts and clubs. We are truly a wonderful organization, filled with tens of thousands of caring and dedicated people who take the time to give so much to their local communities. Those of you here today are the heart and soul of this wonderful organization that we call Optimist International. We speak to you today and hope that together we can build upon our great legacy, refocus our efforts, and recharge our great clubs.
Our clubs in our communities and our members are serving kids in our communities in very important ways. We make a difference in the lives of many youth. Unfortunately, today we are not serving as many young people as we once did. But the urgent need for our work is in fact growing daily. There is even a greater need today than there ever was before for our important efforts. But unfortunately, our numbers are fewer to get the job done. As your elected representatives for the Board of Directors, our job is to see the big picture of the organization. While our service to youth goes on at the club level, we at the International Board of Directors are concerned about the health of our clubs and our districts.
We hear the complaints that leaders of Optimist International are only pushing recruiting new members and building new clubs. But in fact, we worked hard to provide programs from scholarship contests, childhood cancer, internet safety, and many others. We know that individuals who volunteer their precious time, skills, and money are the lifeblood of this organization. It is really heartrending to see a club that chartered in 1940 or 1950s disband because the last member just died, or the remaining few members are over 80 years old. Somewhere around the line, that club forgot to add new blood, new individuals, and new leadership. Those are the very things that have ensured that the important work of a club did so many thousands of kids in their community would have lived on into the future. And it's not about money. The vast majority of those clubs disband with tens of thousands of dollars in the bank, enough money for dues for 30 members for 20 years, or enough funds to serve 1,000 more kids. In just the past quarter, a club disbanded with over $90,000 in their bank account. With financial resources, solid programs to offer, and with hundreds of, if not thousands of kids in need in their community, this club failed. It failed because it lacked people resources, talented men and women who cared. And trust me, those people are there in that community. The club just forgot to plan for its future by asking and engaging with new individuals. The real deficit in this community and hundreds of others is the lack of members in the club, a club that forgot the importance of keeping the legacy alive.
Membership decline in our clubs carries over into our districts because our districts are made up of clubs. On the screen is a 10-year history of the North Texas District. That is my district. That is Board of Director Paul Lucas's district. It shows over the last 10 years a 45% decline in the number of members and a negative 18 fewer clubs. Please note, there have been many distinguished governors, and it has many distinguished years in that 10-year history, but the decline is these numbers we show. More importantly, what you don't see on this screen, though, is the dramatic decline in the number of kids and communities that we once served. This trend not just affects North Texas, but it affects all 49 districts. Just as an example, here are 10-year histories of the districts of all of the Board of Directors members. You'll notice in Quebec West, JC's district, a 25% decline in members, 17 fewer clubs. Director Rick Quinlan's district, Nebraska, 32% decline in members, 10 fewer clubs. Director Mark Katz's district, Michigan, a strong district, a 19% decline over 10 years and 11 fewer clubs. Director Marlene Phillips and President Ron Huxley's district, Southwest Ontario, another strong district, 23% decline in members. But here's a bright spot. They are +3 in the number of clubs over 10 years. Director Mike Goldman's district, South Florida, a 66% decline and 41 fewer clubs. This is over 10 years, remember. Director Jim Oliver's district, Pacific Southwest, an 8% decline in members, 6 fewer clubs. And then the home district for our Optimus International headquarters, Benny Ellerby's district, a 33% decline, 18 fewer clubs. Guys, we could put up every one of our 49 districts and the trend would be the same for 10 years.
Together, however, we can work toward finding solutions to reverse these trends. Stronger, healthier clubs serving more kids should be our #1 goal. And yes, to build stronger, healthier clubs, we must continue to increase our efforts to recruit talented and motivated volunteers. Each of us must plan for our club to be stronger in the future. We must empower a new generation of leadership. We must seek out and ask community-minded individuals to join our cause. We must engage these new members so that they can lead the club in the greater future and continue the legacy of bringing out the best in kids.
We must rethink how, why, who, what we are. How can we best serve kids? What is the best structure to get that job done? How can clubs in the 21st century evolve into a highly efficient organizations that local leaders must be a part of? What technology and social environmental factors can propel us to a greater future? Who will be the future leaders? And what legacy will we provide them?
In fact, we need your help. The board has held numerous planning meetings and conducted surveys to try and find solutions and new courses of action. This board recognizes that we must face these issues head on. Excuse my French. And then it's past time that together we look for answers and solutions to our membership decline. After many discussions, we have considered 4 possible actions. The first option is maintain status quo. Man, we do nothing. Maintain our current structure as it is and press on. The positive side of this lack of action is that we don't have to do anything. It's comfortable. No one has to give up anything. But we will continue to decline. It's like a person who in the 1800s came down with pneumonia. He pretty much knew he was going to die. Continue the status quo could even accelerate our decline, which would cause us to pass the point where positive change is no longer possible, and we, as an organization, would die.
A second option, consideration that a proposal that the Board of Directors has considered, but we consider in the infancy of its stage, and we are continuing to discuss. But basically, in the second proposal, it would refocus our resources on providing services directly and totally to clubs. It would restructure our organization with multiple territories, with approximately 200 clubs in each territory, and served and led by an elected vice president with a team of elected skilled volunteers for club activities, leadership development, new club building, and club services. This is not the renewal plan. I already see y'all thinking it. It's not the renewal plan. There are many distinct differences in what we are considering, and I will use that phrase considering. But it is a volunteer-directed system to streamline and increase our efficiency to serve our clubs with all available resources. There's some cons to this. Probably the most notable con is that it would take a maximum effort to reshuffle the priority from our districts that we currently have in place to our clubs. Districts would be incorporated into the new structure, but many of you, like me, have been past governors and would see this as a loss of legacy. That is a con. But on the positive side, there are some pros. Major resources and efforts could be directly aimed at club services and services directly to the clubs. This could be a cost-saving event where the cost to clubs, especially the larger clubs, could possibly be significantly reduced. Club services, service to clubs, would be the only priority.
The third concept or consideration is to develop a concept that could offer each club the option to stay within their current district structure or to opt into the new wider system where clubs would not be affiliated with a specific district. This could reduce costs to clubs and make direct club services a priority.
We even have a fourth option, and that's to listen to you. We are all a part of Optimus International. As the board of directors, we are all, each individually, a member of a club, and we represent you, the member clubs of Optimus International. We know that answers can come from anywhere. Answers can come from anyone. Any member may have the idea or the concept that provides us with the way forward, and we need your input. As we continue to develop new tools to address our current membership trends and to re-energize our clubs, the board's goal is to develop a win-win concept for our members and our clubs.